first get you all the updates that we are getting on the G7 summit. We're given to understand that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Geneva as he begins his visit linked to the G7 summit outreach engagements. The Prime Minister landed at Geneva airport and is now expected to participate in a series of high-level meetings and discussions that will take place on key global issues during this visit. So, as far as the discussions are concerned, a wide range of issues that are going to be discussed. The Prime Minister will participate in the summit that is being held on the theme Forging New Partnerships and Rebuilding International Solidarity. We have a managing editor, Zaka Jacob, joining us on the broadcast. And can you help us unpack all that is going to happen, all that can be expected from the Indian perspective and India's point of view?
So the Prime Minister has just landed in Geneva in Switzerland. He's been received by the Swiss President, Guy Parmelin. The Prime Minister will then take a chopper from Geneva to come to Avion, which is where the G7 outreach meeting is scheduled to happen later this afternoon. The Prime Minister before that will also join the other G7 leaders for the official lunch, the banquet that's being hosted there in their honor by the host president, the host country, Emmanuel Macron. The French president is hosting a lunch in honor of all the visiting leaders. And thereafter, at 3 o'clock local time, the first outreach meeting will take place. Remember, India, along with Egypt, Qatar, South Korea, Brazil, etc., are some of the outreach countries that are taking part in the G7 outreach meeting today. Subsequently, in the evening at around 5:30 local time, the Prime Minister will be meeting with Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada. That's his first bilateral for the day. Remember, India and Canada are also negotiating for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. And given the trade troubles that both India and Canada have had with the United States of America, there is growing impetus to try and speed up the CEPA, or the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between India and Canada. So that will be a big topic of discussion when both the Prime Ministers meet. Following that, he will have a meeting with Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the UK. Remember, India and the UK have already signed a free trade agreement, but the modalities of making sure that their trade vision for 2030, which is doubling trade, will happen in the next 4 years. That'll be a key point of discussion when Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Prime Minister Modi meet. And the final meeting that the Prime Minister will have, the bilateral later this evening, will be with MBZ, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the leader of the UAE. And the UAE is critical because India and the UAE again have an FTA. There are about 35 lakh Indians who live and work in the UAE. It's one of the largest non-resident Indian populations. And most importantly, in the context of this war that has come to a conclusion now, UAE has been one of the worst affected countries as well. Their oil refineries have been hit, their airport has been hit, some of the other civilian infrastructure has been hit as well. And therefore, this whole emerging security dynamic in the Middle East post this war, where Iran, it seems, has emerged as a fundamental security shaper of the region, and this long-standing, military bases and long-standing military alliance that many of these Middle East kingdoms have had with the United States, a lot of questions will come to the fore at the aftermath of this war because of what's happened in these last 3 months.
Absolutely. So the summit itself significant. Apart from that, on the sidelines, key bilaterals will take place as well. Zaga, thank you very much for getting us all the latest that's happening and for also putting into context the significance of the event.